which you probably are, because I heard a lot of you guys go, ooh, that blood was flowing below me. That was part of my strategy, because I knew I could not beat the man who stands here on my left, the notorious Dr. Uwe Boll. So give it up one more time to Uwe. How you doing, Uwe?
I'm really tired.
Fucking keys! Yeah, I don't know what that means. All right. Listen, I gotta ask you. These kids have just seen In the Name of the King. How does one, the mind boggles, how does one assemble a cast that features Ray Liotta as a sort of Gandalf kind of guy, romancing Lily Sobieski, and then somehow, somewhere, you got Matthew Lillard showing up for Good Times, and Burt Reynolds, for Christ's sake, that's the king himself. Can you explain to these probably very dumbfounded and curious patrons how was this your dream cast?
I met also Kevin Costner, to be honest. Before we started shooting. No, it was basically the first script what got very good readers' reports at CAA, ICM, William Morris. So I'm sorry because I'm so bland minded here, because I don't see anybody in the audience. So, and then Jason Statham actually stepped up first. He wanted to play the lead, and based on him, a lot of other actors got pitched. For example, I wanted Ron Perlman, so we made him an offer. We got Ron Perlman, and the same manager is representing Burt Reynolds. So he called me like, Burt Reynolds wants to play the king. I said, I don't know, to be honest. And he said, yeah, he's at age now, he can do it. He never played a period piece in a way, right? So, exactly.
I wonder why.
But then he actually called me, talked with him on the phone, and so one actor came after the other in a way, right? So, and I think overall it's an interesting cast. Why repeating always the same Kate Blanchett period piece movies? So I thought like having like a more temporary cast in the movie is maybe not so bad.
I had actually heard that Burt Reynolds was actually up for the running of the Clive Owen role in Elizabeth the Golden Age, but yeah. So you got it first. Kudos to you. Now listen, it kind of, when I first saw this movie, of course, there's 4 words that popped into my skull. Lord of the Rings. But you dispute that, yeah? Is this a Lord of the Rings rip-off, knock-off, homage? What is this? What do you think of it as?
Well, it's not a rip-off. I think it's more like whatever Braveheart kind of meets a fantasy movie. And you cannot compare to Lord of the Rings, right? But the other point is, if you make a fantasy movie, it gets compared to Lord of the Rings. We have no chance. Yeah. So, but I wanted to make basically a movie where the guy has a clearer motivation. So he's losing his son, his wife gets kidnapped, and basically by accident he has to fight for the whole kingdom to get his wife back. So it's not this kind of we have to have an artifact here or a ring there or to go on a big mission. It's a different approach, and the main point is I hope it's entertaining.
Well, it's definitely entertaining. So, the whole way you and I met is kind of strange, obviously. You put the call out for all the sons of bitches that were out there slagging your good name. In print, on radio, and online, which I was, and we fought. And that's right, on MTV, you guys nailed me, but good. And we fought about it, and yet somehow we seem to have transcended that conflict to become almost friends now, I would say. I consider you a pal of some sort. No, listen, you make jokes, man. But I know this man.
Hit him!
No, but I have to give him the credit. He trained for it. You saw Jeff Schneider or Low-Tex. I didn't train even for the boxing matches. He trained for it, and he was the best contender from the 4 contenders, I have to say. So, and this is the truth, right? So, but this was it. I will never box Wars against critics again.